So many young, beautiful, innocent people living and enjoying their lives murdered by evil losers in life. I will call them from now on losers because that's what they are. They're losers.
Nigel, why is it you like that loser moniker?
I love it for two reasons. Firstly, because it's just so Donald Trump. It's the kind of thing that Trump says. And secondly, because these guys want to be seen as heroes by radical Islam, and they want to be seen as total enemies of our way of life and to be remembered that way forever. And actually denigrating them as being sort of lonely losers, it's actually a good way of putting it. And you know something, it's very interesting. If you look at the people in Europe that have committed many of these acts, very often you find they are people who've got drug problems. You find there are people that have got relationship problems. In many cases, it is the losers that are being recruited by the bad guys. So I think for every reason, it's the right term, and we should all go on using it.
Nigel, what I'm concerned about is I think people are getting the sense we should just accept things like this. Well, the concert's going to get blown up, children are going to die, and there might be a stabbing in London tomorrow, and if that's just what we got to deal with, that's what this period of time and this generation will have to, that's the hand we're dealt. Is that a fear of yours, too?
You know, I heard one of the BBC's North America correspondents, Caddy Kay, yesterday say on a rival channel to you that we had to accept this was going to become part of our way of life. Never. If we accept this as a way of life, that is giving in. It is appeasement. It is surrendering. We've got to stand strong and say we are going to stamp out radicalization in our schools, in our prisons and elsewhere. We will stop people on terror lists from leaving our country and getting trained in Syria, and we're going to do something about this. And even if it takes us years to get rid of it, we're going to get rid of it. I will never, ever, ever accept this as part of our way.
And how about demanding some security at major events? That's, you know, I'll take more money on my ticket. I'll pay a few dollars extra to make sure there's at least metal detectors and there's some pat-downs before I go into an event.
And Nigel, it doesn't appear that this was a lone wolf attack, because we're just learning from the Associated Press that Manchester police say they have made 3 more arrests that are connected with the Ariana Grande bombing.
And one of the things that the intel agency's worried about regarding this 22-year-old who was the suicide bomber was that he might not be alone, that there's a possibility of a terror cell. I know that the mosque he went to, the Didsbury Mosque that he attended, condemned the horrific attack. But you've got to figure there is a network of like-minded people, as we have seen in the past, who may be part of his circle regarding this particular attack.
Yeah, I mean, look, it is unlikely that there is not a network of some kind behind him. And, you know, from what I'm hearing, security services are very busy, you know, in Manchester and London and elsewhere, trying to round up his associates. As I say, all of that is the right thing to be doing, but we have to get back to the causes of this problem, and we have to be a lot tougher as a government in dealing with it.
What did his parents know? They're in Libya. They lived in Britain for a while. And what about his smirking brother who was arrested also? Thanks so much, Nigel Farage. Appreciate it.
Hey, Nigel, before you go, can I ask you a quick question? I know that yesterday Theresa May ordered another 5,000 military personnel out on the streets of London and England as well. Do you feel a different police presence there?
Yes. In fact, to be honest, the police presence has been changing gradually over the course of the last 2 or 3 years. It'll be a great shock to people to see armed soldiers on the streets of British cities. It's not something we've ever been used to, but I think we will all support this action. We'll support, you know, protecting. I mean, there is a major soccer event going on this weekend in London. We will support all of those things, but I do think that the legendary patience of the British, the being slow to anger, we are reaching a point where we do actually want some real action from our government.
Well, it's like you said right after the attack, it is a new low when they attack our children. Thank you, Nigel.
Absolutely.
And I could also tell that Nigel, as a Fox News contributor, used the word soccer, not football, for us.